welcome back. I'm Mike.
And I'm Lisa. We're really glad you're here.
So, we want to ask you something. Have you ever been in a situation where someone looks at you and says, "So, tell me about yourself"?
And your mind just goes completely blank?
Yeah, you know English, you studied, you practiced at home, but in that moment, nothing comes out.
Your heart starts beating fast. You feel your face getting hot. You can't remember even the simplest words.
It happens to so many people, and today, we want to help you feel ready for that moment.
Because that moment is going to come. At work, at school, at a party, meeting new neighbors. Someone will ask.
And we want you to feel confident. Not perfect, just confident.
So today, we're going to tell you a story, a true story about a guy named Daniel.
Daniel is 29 years old. He's from Colombia. He moved to the United States about 3 months ago.
He lives in Houston, Texas now. He came here for a job, an office job at a tech company.
Daniel speaks some English. He studied English back in Colombia, but speaking English here and speaking English there, totally different.
Back home, he practiced with his teacher. He felt okay. But here in Houston, everything is fast. People speak fast. They use words he doesn't know.
It happens to so many people, and today we want to help you feel ready for that moment.
Because that moment is going to come. At work, at school, at a party, meeting new neighbors. Someone will ask.
And we want you to feel confident. Not perfect, just confident.
So today, we're going to tell you a story, a true story about a guy named Daniel.
Daniel is 29 years old. He's from Colombia. He moved to the United States about 3 months ago.
He lives in Houston, Texas now. He came here for a job, an office job at a tech company.
Daniel speaks some English. He studied English back in Colombia, but speaking English here and speaking English there, totally different.
Back home, he practiced with his teacher. He felt okay. But here in Houston, everything is fast. People speak fast. They use words he doesn't know.
And today is Daniel's first day at his new job. He woke up early. He put on his best shirt. He drove to the office.
But right now, sitting in his car in the parking lot, he feels terrified.
His hands are shaking. He's thinking, what if they ask me questions? What if I can't answer? What if they think I don't belong here?
He takes a deep breath. He looks at himself in the mirror. He says, "You can do this."
He gets out of the car. He walks into the building. The receptionist smiles at him. She says, "Good morning. You must be Daniel. Welcome."
Daniel smiles back. He says, "Yes, thank you."
She says, "Go ahead to the 3rd floor. Your manager is waiting for you."
Daniel takes the elevator. His heart is pounding. The doors open. He walks down the hall.
A woman comes toward him. She's smiling. She has short brown hair and glasses. She says, "Daniel, hi. I'm Rebecca. I'm your manager. So good to meet you."
She shakes his hand. Daniel says, "Nice to meet you too."
Rebecca says, "Come with me. I'll show you your desk. Then we have a team meeting in about 10 minutes.
A team meeting. Already. Daniel's stomach drops.
They walk to a desk near a big window. Rebecca says, "This is your desk. Make yourself comfortable. I'll come get you when it's time for the meeting."
Daniel sits down. He looks around. There are about 20 people in this office. Some are typing, some are talking on the phone. Everyone looks busy.
He tries to calm down. He opens his bag. He takes out his notebook and a pen.
Then Rebecca comes back. She says, "Okay, time for the meeting. Don't worry, it's just a casual Monday morning check-in. You'll meet everyone."
They walk into a conference room. There are already about 8 people sitting around the table. They all look up and smile.
Rebecca says, "Everyone, this is Daniel. He's joining our team today. Daniel, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?"
And there it is, the moment Daniel was dreading.
Everyone is looking at him, waiting, smiling, friendly, but waiting.
Daniel stands there. He feels his face getting hot. His mind is racing. What should he say? How much should he say? He opens his mouth. Nothing comes out at first.
Then he takes a breath and says very quietly, Hi, my name is Daniel.
Good start. Everyone is still smiling. They're patient. He continues, I'm from Colombia.
One person nods, a woman with red hair. She says, "Oh, cool. What city?"
Daniel says, I'm from Bogotá.
The woman says, "Nice. I've never been, but I've heard it's beautiful."
Daniel feels a tiny bit of relief. They seem nice. He keeps going. He says, I moved to Houston 3 months ago. I live in an apartment near the museum district.
Rebecca says, "Oh, that's a great area."
Daniel nods. He says, yes, I like it. It's quiet.
Then he pauses. He's not sure what else to say, so he says, "I'm happy to be here. Thank you for welcoming me."
And that's it. He sits down.
Rebecca says, "Thanks, Daniel. We're really happy to have you on the team."
The meeting continues. Other people talk about their projects. Daniel listens. He's relieved. He did it. It wasn't perfect, but he did it.
After the meeting, a few people come up to him. The woman with the red hair says, "Hey, I'm Jessica. If you need anything, just ask. I sit right over there."
Daniel says, thank you. That's very kind.
Then a young guy with a beard comes over. He says, "I'm Ryan. I'm from the design team. Rebecca told us you have experience with project management, right?"
Daniel says, yes, I worked in project management in Colombia for 4 years.
Ryan says, "That's awesome. We could really use your help."
They talk for a few more minutes, just small talk, but Daniel feels more comfortable now.
He goes back to his desk. He sits down. He opens his notebook and writes down the names of the people he met: Jessica, Ryan, Rebecca.
He feels proud of himself. He spoke. He introduced himself. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough.
A few days later, Daniel is feeling more confident at work. He's learning the systems. He's meeting more people.
One afternoon, he goes to the break room to get coffee. There's a woman there making tea. She looks up and says, oh, hi. You're the new guy, right? Daniel.
Daniel says, "Yes, hi."
She says, I'm Michelle. I work in accounting. I don't think we've officially met yet.
Daniel says, "Nice to meet you, Michelle."
Michelle says, so where are you from? I heard you're not from Houston originally.
Daniel says, "No, I'm from Colombia. I'm from Bogotá."
Michelle's eyes light up. She says, oh my gosh, I love Colombian food. Have you found any good Colombian restaurants here?
Daniel smiles. He says, "Not yet. I'm still looking. I miss the food from home."
Michelle says, I bet. What's your favorite Colombian food? Daniel thinks for a second. Then he says, I love arepas and bandeja paisa. It's a traditional dish with rice, beans, meat, avocado, very delicious.
Michelle says, "That sounds amazing. I'll have to try it sometime."
They talk for a few more minutes. Daniel tells her about his apartment. She tells him about good places to eat in Houston. When Daniel walks back to his desk, he feels different. He had a real conversation about food, about life, about his background.
It was easy, natural. He didn't plan it. It just happened.
That weekend, Daniel decides to explore Houston a little more. He goes to a park near his apartment. There's a farmer's market happening.
He walks around looking at vegetables, fruits, fresh bread. It reminds him a little bit of markets back home.
He stops at a booth selling fresh lemonade. The vendor, an older man with a friendly face, says, first time here? Daniel says, yes, I just moved to Houston a few months ago.
The man says, "Welcome. Where are you from?"
Daniel says, Colombia.
The man smiles. He says, "Ah, beautiful country. I have a friend from Medellin. You ever been there?"
Daniel says, yes, a few times. It's a nice city.
They talk for a bit. The man asks Daniel what he does for work. Daniel says, "I work at a tech company. I do project management." The man nods. He says, "Sounds like good work. You like Houston so far?"
Daniel pauses. Then he says, yes, it's very different from Bogotá. It's hotter and everything is bigger, but people are friendly. I like it.
The man hands him a lemonade. He says, "Well, welcome to Texas. Hope you stick around."
Daniel walks away with his lemonade, smiling. Another small conversation, another connection.
A few weeks later, Daniel joins a soccer league. He loves soccer. He played back in Colombia all the time.
On his first day at practice, the coach introduces him to the team. The coach says, everyone, this is Daniel. He's joining us today. Daniel, you want to say hi?
By now, Daniel is getting more comfortable. He says, "Hey everyone, I'm Daniel. I'm from Colombia. I just moved to Houston for work. I'm excited to play with you guys."
One of the players, a guy about his age, says, "Colombia? You guys are amazing at soccer. You play professionally or just for fun?"
Daniel laughs. He says, "Just for fun. I played a lot growing up, but I'm not a professional."
Another player says, "What position do you usually play?"
Daniel says, "Midfielder, but I can play wherever you need me."
After practice, a few of the guys invite Daniel to get food. They go to a taco place nearby.
They sit around a big table. They talk about soccer, they talk about Houston, they ask Daniel about Colombia.
One guy says, "Do you have family here?"
Daniel says, "No, my family is in Colombia. My parents, my younger sister. I miss them a lot."
Another guy says, "That must be hard."
Daniel nods. He says, "Yeah, but we video call every week, and I'm planning to visit them next year."
Someone asks, "Do you have a dog or a cat?"
Daniel's face lights up. He says, "I have a dog back home. His name is Max. He's a golden retriever. My sister is taking care of him while I'm here."
Everyone smiles. One guy says, "I have a golden retriever too. Best dogs ever."
They keep talking, laughing, sharing stories, and Daniel realizes something. He's not just answering questions anymore. He's part of the conversation.
He's connecting with people because he's sharing who he is.
A month later, Daniel gets invited to a company event. It's a networking dinner. People from different departments will be there.
Daniel feels a little nervous again. Networking is hard, even in your own language.
But he goes. He puts on a nice shirt. He drives to the restaurant.
When he arrives, there are about 30 people. Some he recognizes from work, some he's never seen before.
He gets a drink and stands near the edge of the room. A woman walks up to him. She says, "Hi, I don't think we've met. I'm Karen. I'm in marketing."
Daniel says, "Hi, Karen. I'm Daniel. I'm in project management."
Karen says, "Oh, nice. Are you new? I don't think I've seen you before."
Daniel says, "Yeah, I started about 2 months ago. I just moved to Houston from Colombia."
Karen says, "Wow, big move. What brought you here?"
Daniel says, "The job. I wanted to work in the US and learn more about tech project management and also improve my English."
Karen says, "Your English sounds great."
Daniel smiles. He says, "Thank you. I'm still learning, but I practice every day."
They talk for a while. Karen introduces him to a few other people, and Daniel introduces himself over and over.
Each time, it gets a little easier, a little more natural.
By the end of the night, Daniel has met at least 10 new people. He exchanged business cards. He had real conversations.
He drives home feeling proud, feeling accomplished.
He thinks back to his first day when he could barely say his name in the meeting.
And now, he's talking to strangers. He's making friends. He's building a life here.
All because he learned how to talk about himself, and he kept practicing.
So let's pause for a second. Let's talk about you.
If you're listening to this, you might be like Daniel. You might be new to the United States. Or maybe you've been here for a while, but you still feel nervous speaking English.
That's completely normal. Speaking a new language is hard. Speaking it in real situations, even harder.
But here's what we want you to remember. You don't have to say everything about yourself. You just have to start.
Say your name, say where you're from. That's a great start.
Then, if you feel comfortable, add one more thing. Your job, your hobbies, where you live.
You can say, "My name is Maria. I'm from Mexico. I live in Los Angeles." Perfect.
Or, "I'm John. I'm from Vietnam. I work at a restaurant." Also perfect.
There's no rule about how much to say. You decide.
In a quick introduction, like at work or school, keep it short. In a longer conversation, like at a party or dinner, you can share more.
The important thing is to be yourself. People want to know the real you.
Maybe you love cooking. Maybe you have 2 cats. Maybe you're learning English because you want to help your kids with their homework.
Whatever your reason, whatever your story, it's worth sharing.
And yes, you will make mistakes. Daniel made mistakes. We all make mistakes.
But mistakes don't stop you from connecting with people. They're just part of the journey.
So next time someone says, "Tell me about yourself," take a breath. Think about what matters to you. What do you want them to know?
Then say it. Simply, clearly, from your heart.
You might be surprised at what happens. You might make a new friend. You might start a great conversation.
And every time you speak, it gets easier, little by little.
That's how you build confidence, not by being perfect, by being brave.
So we want to encourage you today. Go out and talk about yourself. Share your story.
The people around you want to know you. They want to hear your voice.
And if you're watching this video on YouTube or listening to our podcast, we want to say thank you.
Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for learning with us.
If this helped you today, please subscribe to English Talk Hub. We make videos like this every week to help you feel confident in English.
And leave a comment. Tell us where you're from. Tell us one thing about yourself. Practice with us.
This channel is a safe place. You can make mistakes here, you can learn here, you can grow here.
We're all learning together.
And remember, you're not alone. There are millions of people learning English just like you, feeling the same fears, taking the same brave steps.
So keep going, keep practicing, keep sharing who you are.
Because your story matters. Your voice matters.
We believe in you, and we can't wait to see where your English takes you.
Thanks so much for being here today.
We'll see you in the next video.
Take care, everyone.
And remember, you've got this.
Bye for now.